Hello everybody, welcome or welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I want to talk about perfumes that I have recently tried, and so if you're into that then keep watching. And the first fragrance I'm going to talk about today is called Insulo by Jeroboam, and this is a pretty simplistic vanilla scent. So in the notes there's vanilla, there's jasmine, and there is musk, and that's pretty much all I can smell. It's a very like sweet and lightweight type of vanilla with some floral accords and some musk in the dry down. I would say that it smells pretty sweet. It smells very delicious. It also smells slightly sparkly and bright. Maybe it's due to jasmine, but it's also very creamy because again, vanilla mixed with jasmine, it's gonna give you something very, very creamy. And then in the dry down, you get some of that fluffy musk. And I do not get anything animalic in this fragrance because when I was preparing for this video, I was reading Fragrantica reviews and some people said that it smells funky on them, that it smells like animalic, and I disagree. I do not smell anything like it at all. It is my fragrance of the day today, and I sprayed it on my right hand, and it just, it smells like sweet fluffy type of vanilla. And I think if you like vanilla, easy reach type of vanilla with some musk and some jasmine, it's probably safe to say you're gonna like Insulo by Jeroboam. And the next perfume I have tried was Moonlight in Chiang Mai by Ducida, and I've heard this fragrance being recommended in the perfume community, and I was very curious to try it. And looking at the notes, to me it kind of appeared more feminine than masculine, and if anything it appeared like unisex. But when I tried it, to me it was too masculine and too rough, and personally I wouldn't wear it. But for a man or for somebody who tolerates more masculine fragrances, this might be good. So it opens up pretty citrusy because there is yuzu, and you definitely get that smell in the opening, which I love. And then it's also kind of slightly spicy because there's nutmeg, and then there's also benzoin, so it kind of makes this fragrance like spicy and a little warm. And when it fully dries down, you are left with lots of woods. There's vetiver, there are other woods, and to me this is very woody and aromatic type of fragrance, and that's what makes it masculine for me. Usually I am okay with woods if they're mixed with something more feminine and something more kind of soothing, and here nothing like this happens. It stays pretty rough around the edges and pretty citrusy and pretty woody, and that gives me very masculine vibes. And also a lot of people compare this fragrance to Baccarat Rouge, and I would say that they are similar. They're kind of in the same family. They're both airy and kind of molecular, if you would say, but they are different. They definitely smell different, and they are different fragrances. But if you like Baccarat Rouge, it's also possible that you're gonna like Moonlight in Chiang Mai, and the other way around. So with this, I feel like if you're a woman, definitely test it first, but if you're a guy, it's a really good fragrance. And also the important thing I wanted to mention, it doesn't smell like a cologne. It smells more elegant and refined. It just smells good. So on a man, I feel like it's a really, really good fragrance, but on a woman, definitely try it first. And next fragrance is Tyger Tyger by Francesca Bianchi. And so I know that Francesca Bianchi is known for having challenging fragrances and for having fragrances that are not everybody's cup of tea, and there are more kind of complex and funky, if you could say that. And so Tyger Tyger is definitely one of them. And the opening is very unpredictable here. So it opens up like a very feminine and easy-going type of perfume. There is peach, there is honey, some white florals, and you would think, oh, this is definitely wearable. But then the opening quickly goes away and you're left with something very animalic. There's leather, there's oak moss, there's patchouli, and there is some kind of like animalic musk, some kind of just animal type of smell, not in a bad way. Here, like in some perfumes, there's very, very bad animalic smell, and it smells dirty and it smells wrong, if you can say that. But here it doesn't happen. It is animalic, but in good ways. And so what I think about this fragrance is this: I can appreciate the art, I can appreciate the fragrance, but I would not find it wearable personally for me because it is slightly too challenging. In the end of the day, I want to smell good and I want to enjoy the fragrance. And if something bothers me just a little bit in the fragrance, I probably would not wear it. And it happens here, unfortunately, maybe because due to that leather mixing with some of the animalic notes, it just pulls a little too funky for me and a little too complex, and I wouldn't really enjoy it. but I think definitely it's worth trying because it's an interesting experience to smell it and to see how it develops from kind of like a bright and juicy and easygoing type of opening to something more darker and animalic and carnal. And so I feel like it's a really good experience, and I want to keep trying Francesca Bianchi fragrances, and maybe I'll find something that suits my taste and that I will find wearable. And let me know in the comments, have you tried any of her fragrances, and if so, what do you think about them? The next perfume is Flower Lust by Dorsey. And this is also a perfume I can appreciate, but personally I would not wear because to me this is a bit too heavy. And so this fragrance opens up with two types of peppers, pink pepper and black pepper, so it is definitely kind of spicy in the opening, and then you get very heady and almost heavy florals. There is ylang ylang and there is orange blossom, and I get a lot of ylang ylang, and it's very heady. Like I've said, it's not tropical or creamy or easygoing, it's more so like heavy and heady type of floral smell. And in the dry down you get benzoin, woods, patchouli, definitely a lot of patchouli, which is another reason that this fragrance would not be wearable for me, because I do not mind patchouli when there is a small amount of patchouli. But when it's very prominent and when it takes over the dry down completely, it's usually not my cup of tea, and that's what happened here. It's very patchouli heavy in the dry down, and so I just do not like it. Smells too spicy, too earthy, too patchouli like. And there's also benzoin and tonka bean in the dry down, and these notes, they kind of do smooth out the dry down, but to me it's not enough to make it wearable and to make it enjoyable. But I can still definitely appreciate this fragrance, and I would say that you would enjoy it if you don't mind a lot of patchouli, if you don't mind very heavy florals and spiciness, because to me spiciness is present throughout the wear of this fragrance. And so these were my thoughts on Flower Lust. And last but not least is Vanille Havane. And so I haven't made up my mind on this fragrance. Even though I had a sample of this perfume for a month, I just can't really decide if I like it or not. It is definitely pleasant, it's definitely unique, and I feel like lots of people will love it, but I don't know if I personally would wear it a lot. Maybe on some occasions, yes, but like for every day, I'm not too sure, because it's quite heavy and dark, but at the same time it is sweet and fruity, so it's an interesting and kind of polarizing scent for me. So I get in this fragrance dried fruits, tobacco. I definitely smell like very dry tobacco. And then I also get cacao and rum, so it's boozy, it's dry, it's delicious, but also there are more darker notes such as leather, and I feel like that one might be kind of turning me off because it is sweet, but it's as dark as it is sweet. So it's well balanced, but I don't know if this balance is for me, if you know what I mean, because like I would probably love it more if there was no leather note, but it kind of makes it slightly too dark for me. So it kind of reminds me of some kind of drink that you could make yourself. Like there is definitely some alcohol because it's boozy, but also you put a bunch of spices in there. And maybe you're sitting on some kind of leather chair, and that's the vibe that I get, because definitely leather is prominent, definitely some fruity, spicy notes are prominent, and the booziness is prominent, and cacao is prominent. So I feel like it's really good perfume for those who like more heavier, winter forward, fall forward type of fragrances. And I definitely do suggest you try it because it's an interesting perfume. And the fact that I'm not sure about it doesn't mean that you're not gonna absolutely love it. And also what's interesting is that I heard some people say that this fragrance is going to be good in the warm weather. And so I'm waiting for the summer, waiting for the heat to kind of check it out, because it's true, some perfumes, even though they're heavy, they open really beautifully in the heat, and that might happen here. So I'm definitely waiting, and I will update you guys on what I think when it's really hot outside. And so this was my review of the 5 perfumes I have recently tried. Some were good, some were not so good, but overall I feel like it was a good experience. And even though not all these perfumes I found wearable and not all these perfumes I want to have, I still appreciated the artistry of the perfumery, and overall I just enjoyed testing new scents and forming my opinion. I think that's actually our hobby. We always look for something new and for something unique to smell and to test. And so please let me know what you think about these fragrances. Do you have them? Do you like them? Or do you hate them? Please let me know your opinion in the comments. I'll be really waiting, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!